Is your New Year's resolution to meditate more? Are you looking for an app that's going to help you out? I've been meditating for over 5 years. I've used a lot of apps to help me on this practice, and I feel like I'm still learning new things all the time. Meditation is simple, but you can learn new things with every practice. I'm going to talk to you about 5 apps and give you a brief review. I've tried out the introductory courses for many apps over the years. These apps are some of the best that I've found. The first app is Waking Up with Sam Harris. Sam Harris is an author, philosopher, and neuroscientist. He's gone on many meditation retreats and has found a huge benefit, both neuroscientifically and from his own personal experience of meditation helping in life's many difficulties. His experiences with meditation have matched my own, and I feel like he's definitely gone much, much deeper than I have by many, many years. But I found his app to be very useful. He offers a 5-day introductory course, which is free, and even that is very useful. It's a guided meditation. So guided meditation is where a practitioner will speak to you throughout a meditation, make sure that you're returning to the practice as your thoughts wander. And there's something about the way that Sam Harris, he's really got that cadence down, where I feel like as soon as my mind is wandering, there's his voice like, "Did you just wander off?" And it's like, oh dang, he knows what's up. So would definitely recommend his app. Something else that he does, which is awesome, is his app is technically free if you can't afford it. He allows anyone who really feels like they need the meditation app but they don't have the money to support it just yet. If you email him, he opens up the entire app for you for free for 1 year. And if at the end of the year you're still struggling, you can email again and get the app opened up. So that's awesome. So I've done the first 5 days of his and found it very helpful. The subscription right now is around $15 a month, or you can get a little cheaper with a year's subscription. He has a great voice for a guided meditation. So for the end of 2019 and going into 2020, Sam Harris opened up his app free to everyone. I've been exploring the other meditations he offers, and there's some really cool ones on there, like guided meditation for walking, which is really interesting. So absolutely recommend his app, the Waking Up app. Another app which was recommended to me by friends when I said I was getting into meditation more is 10% Happier. 10% Happier was made by Dan Harris and Joseph Goldstein. Dan Harris, no relation to Sam Harris, I think, but he has an interesting backstory. He struggled with addiction and drug use. He was a journalist in a war-torn country and got used to that level of adrenaline. When he came back to America, he ended up developing panic attacks. Through meditation, he was able to regain more control over his life. This spurred him on to develop this app, 10% Happier, and the argument is kind of that it will make you 10% happier. But what's really interesting about this is it's not just one person who developed this app or is speaking you through the meditations. There are a lot of researchers and psychologists and other experts in the field of meditation who guide you through a different series of meditations for different things. There's meditations for eating, meditations for anxiety, all types of meditations that are offered. This is also a subscription-based app, and I don't know why people say this, but they're always like, it's the price of a cup of coffee. Who's still buying an $8 cup of coffee? Sam Harris and Dan Harris both went on the Joe Rogan podcast and discussed meditation, and I'll link to that. It's an interesting podcast if you want to see what they're talking about before you get into either of those apps. Another popular app is called Calm. The Calm app, it's good. It's probably my least favorite of the ones that I've tried so far, just because it feels less personal, it feels more mechanical. They have a ton of different meditations on there as well, but the voice and the woman who guides you through it, it just feels a little bit robotic. It's hard for me to maintain focus with the app. But I did try their meditation series. I found it helpful as well, and it made it more interesting to go to something that's new. What I really like from the Calm app is they are also subscription-based, but they offer a nice meditation timer. So one of the few apps that you can set a timer of 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and it will play gentle noises, and when the meditation is done, it gently reminds you and the music stops, the nature sounds stop, And so I use that app, Calm, regularly when I want to do unguided meditation. So I just do the practice myself with no one speaking me through it. So I would recommend Calm. For all the gamers out there, there's another app called the Meditation Game. So what's difficult about maintaining meditation as a habit is that, unlike so much else in modern society, there isn't a dopamine rush, I think, from meditating. There's no really pleasurable reward. In fact, in order to make meditation more of a habit, you really have to take time at the end of your meditation to realize just how much calmer and more peaceful you are, in order to build in that kind of reward system. Because otherwise, you are generally, I have been, more peaceful and more calm, more able to go about my day, but it's not clearly obvious unless you reflect on that sensation, that experience. But the meditation game makes it something much more interactive. So the meditation game is pretty cool. You're just a ball of light, and you tilt the game using your smartphone to go and attract more energy. And it's surprisingly fun, and it's something that if you focus on the meditative aspect of it, it should keep you in a state of flow and engaged. So yeah, if it's a choice between not meditating at all or playing a meditation game, definitely play the meditation game. Probably the app that I've used the most, that I would recommend the most, is an app called Headspace. Headspace has helped me out a ton, so that was the app that I really got started with. Headspace, I gotta be honest, the one thing that really got me was the voice. So the guy who does it, he has some kind of United Kingdom accent. I don't know what the accent is. I mean, I'm American, but I would bet my entire life savings, all $20.37, that this guy eats fish and chips at least every day, at least once a day. So it's just fun to listen to him. The other thing that Headspace has going for it is I think it gives a really simple, intuitive explanation of how to meditate, what meditation is, what it's not. They have little funny cartoonish animations to explain the concepts. The other thing that they offer is a full 10-day introductory course, and I gotta be honest, like when I started, I really wanted to work through that 10-day course, but I had a lot of issues developing meditation as a habit, and I wanted to do the app, the meditation app, once every day for 10 days. And I actually found that I couldn't keep that streak for weeks and months. I was getting to like the third meditation, and on the fourth day, I would miss it. And so then what I would do is I would restart, and I would go back to the first day of meditation, and I wanted to work my way through it. And it took me several months to work my way through all 10 days of this introductory course. But what I did over the year, for a straight year, I kept going back to my favorite episodes in the series, and I would replay it, depending on what stage I felt I was at. Did I feel like I was at a beginner stage, or did I want something more of a challenge? And yeah, after a year of returning to Headspace, I ended up buying a year's subscription for the following year for $60 for 12 months, which opened up the rest of the app. And whenever I got, kind of bored with meditation, I would try to look for alternative courses. They have courses on stress reduction, anxiety, sleeping. That was really useful and helpful. So I would meditate in the morning, and then I would finish the night by having a sleep meditation, which would help me go to sleep. I think Headspace is the #1 app that I would recommend. But what I would say too is meditation is something you should always be doing. These apps just help you with compliance and building the habit. They make it more fun and interesting, and with more experience to offer for you. But really, it's anything that helps, and you don't need an app to start meditating. Just watch or read something about meditation, and I would say get started today. Thank you, and I wish you well in meditating.